All right, so Andrea just spoke about what the defense attorney said in court, but what are the other responses from the defense attorneys? Well, here's TVJ's Anthony Lugg, who spoke with two other lawyers.
It's almost 3 months until January 23, the day before Reid and his 4 co-accused reappear in court. It may seem a distant time, but for the attorneys representing the accused persons, every day counts in the effort to prove their client's innocence. The court was told on Thursday that there were WhatsApp conversations between Reid and Pinnock discussing payments of funds that were allegedly defrauded. The prosecution will be using that along with other evidence in an effort to secure convictions. We put the issue to Hugh Wildman, the attorney representing Professor Fritz Pinnock.
If they had evidence that Mr. Reid and Professor Pinnock were communicating by WhatsApp or by phone, given the length of time that they had to do this operation, they would have, a proper investigator would have had that information to confront him with it yesterday and say, look here, these are text messages that we get from this phone. Can you speak to that? Nothing was done like that.
When asked if he was speaking prematurely, given the fact disclosures have not been made, this was his response.
Because he was subjected to a lengthy question and answer, if they had done their work and had that information, the law is that he should have been confronted with it.
His client, Professor Fritz Pinnock, was taken from his home in Helsher St. Catherine on Wednesday after the police swooped down on the property. Mr. Wildman raised issue with how it was done.
From my vast experience in these matters, it is not usually done this way. The persons are well known who can be easily got. You could have invited them to the station and do the necessary things and have them charged if you need to do that. But to have done it this way, this Gestapo type operation, it clearly shows malice and evil intent. The warrant must say exactly what it is that you intend to do. And when you look at this particular warrant, they took things from the warrant, from the house, that were not covered under the warrant.
Mr. Wildman also argued that the operation was carried out in an order to meet the political aspirations of some persons. He was asked who.
I think the people of Jamaica are sufficiently intelligent to come to that conclusion.
Meanwhile, attorney Christopher Towson, representing counsel for the Brownstone Division, Kim Brown Lawrence, also spoke with our news team.
She was, of course, distraught yesterday. They came in, her 6-year-old twins. They were frightened out of their sleep, men blazing into the home, guns out. That would have been a frightening experience for her children. So she was very, very concerned about that.
So, the attorneys have questioned the process, what influenced the arrests, along with the lack of evidence presented thus far. The allegations outlined are that all 5 participated in a scheme which defrauded the state of approximately $56 million.
And that's why I'm saying we'd like to see the evidence. Just come and read out something from information. It's not good enough. You had over a year to compile your case. One would have expected that when you come today, you'd have had even some basic statements to say, look here, we have a statement from John Brown to say that you did this or you did that. Up to now, nothing like that.
Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.